Hi, this is Mary Planding and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to be doing a painting of a cardinal in the wintertime. This is part of a 31-day challenge that I'm participating in with other pastel artists where we're doing a painting a day. And each day we're going to choose a different subject. We're going to choose something different to try and expand our skill set. In some cases it's about challenging ourselves to do something differently, to experiment. A lot of times you get stuck in a rut, you do the same things over and over again. And today I want to try something that I haven't done in a long time, which is to use a very limited palette. And that means instead of these hundreds of colors that you see in front of me, I'm going to reduce it down to a much smaller group of colors in different values so that I can create a painting, and the theory is that it is more harmonious. So we're going to see what happens when I do this. It's an experiment for me. I'm starting out with, as you can see, I've got a piece of gray paper here that's actually gridded. You don't see it right now, but when we do a close-up you will. And I'll use this to transfer this thumbnail sketch that I've done in order to be able to render it the way I want it. We use thumbnail sketches to work out problems with composition. Sometimes something will be in the photo that we either don't want or we want to add something into the photo that's not there. If I'm out painting plein air, I may want to regroup where trees are placed and so on. So in this case, I've done my little thumbnail sketch to work out what I hope are all the bugs before I start laying down any pastels. This is my value scale, so you'll see that as I start to paint, I will be checking my values. I will be checking my pastels to make sure that the values and the temperature and the intensity of the color that I've chosen are what I want them to be. So give me a second, let me get set up, and we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm starting to sort through my pastels to pick out my limited palette. One of the tools that we use as artists is something called a color wheel, and that helps us make sure that we're working through looking at colors in a specific way so that we're actually picking the colors that are going to give the most harmonious effect. And when you're dealing with a limited palette, this is extremely important. So right now, I'm just going through and I'm sorting through my pastels here and over on my right where I have an even bigger supply of pastels so that I can get a variety of different hardness. Soft pastels can come from where you barely touch the paper and it leaves a lot of color to a harder pastel where I have to push a little bit harder to get more color down on the paper. This is what we call a sanded surface. It's very rough. It's been treated with pumice so that it has the ability to hold a lot of different pastel layers. Okay, so what you can see here is I've already transferred my thumbnail sketch onto my finished canvas, my sanded paper. And so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start laying in the painting. Okay, so I went and took a break for about 30 minutes, and typically I'll do that so that I have some time away from the painting to see what, if anything, I want to do, what I want to keep, maybe what I want to tweak, what I think would be better for the painting overall. And there are a couple of things that I walk away with. One is something I've already done already, which is the head of this female cardinal. When you last saw it, it was a lot more bushy, and that wasn't correct proportionately. So I brushed that out and reconfigured it. I also increased the line of the eyebrow area for her because that makes her eye pop out a little bit more. I still need to fix this because I had lost the eye shape in her mask, and so I've got to go in and carve that out a little bit more. The other thing is that this white, this color that appears to be extremely white, it isn't pure white, but it's too light, it's too bright, and both of these are capturing your eye and taking your attention away from the cardinal. So I'm either going to brush those out or I'm going to tone them down. Not sure what I want to do with that yet, so we'll see. Because in addition to that, what I decided is that I was trying to make the cardinal pop out a little bit more from the gray background, which is a medium gray background, and I've decided that I don't like the background at all, so I'm going to take that out completely, so you'll get a chance to watch me do that. The magic of brushing out pastel. You'll get to see me fix some mistakes. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut while I work on this so I can concentrate. And you'll get a chance to watch this as I progress. Of this rust color, which is related to the cardinal, you can see that the leaves now don't look odd. They're all married to one another. That's the result of the color harmony, of having them blend with each other. Now I want to restate the outer part of her wing here, just a little bit more. And bring up the red a tad. And darken that gray. Just a little bit. Not so dark that you don't see it against the paper, but enough to bring it out. And touching up the feathers on her breast. Blend with the tawny gold of her chest. And I think we're going to call it a day. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that.